Welcome to Razorback Reels. I'm Gigi Kraemer.
And I'm Konner Marsh. Thank you for joining us. Entertainment news moves at the speed of light, and sometimes we miss out on the biggest headlines of the month. We would be amiss to gloss over the loss of our beloved actor, Matthew Perry. The Friends star passed away on October 28th unexpectedly. The 54-year-old actor was open about his addiction, but the cause of his death has yet to be determined. Gigi, did you grow up watching Friends?
I did not. I was more of Parks and Rec, personally.
Good show.
But it's very tragic to lose anyone, and especially battling with addiction is really difficult, and it's a topic that's definitely dear to my heart. So definitely thoughts with his family and his friends, and I hope that they're able to heal and move past.
Yeah, I was a pretty big Friends fan back in the day, so this one was definitely tough. I saw a lot of things about like people suspecting how he died and everything, but I mean, I think that we shouldn't talk about that.
It's really hard because you see these actors and you bond with the characters, but I feel like sometimes people take that a step too far and they think that they're involved with the actual actors themselves. But just wishing peace and healing to his friends and family. While no one else could have played Chandler the way Matthew did, the same isn't being said about two young actors' portrayals of the same icon. The internet is ablaze with comparisons between Austin Butler and Jacob Elordi's version of the King of Rock himself, Elvis Presley. Butler's performance earned him an Oscar nomination and a permanent accent, but Elordi's performance is being praised for its simplicity. Konner, who do you think captured the spirit of the King better?
I personally don't know much about Jacob. His portrayal. I did see Elvis. I thought Austin Butler did a really good job. I think it's going to be hard to compare them because Jacob is more younger Elvis, I believe, whereas Austin was the whole lifespan of Elvis. I thought Austin Butler did a really good job. It sucks that, he kind of devoted all of this time and energy to this character and he won nothing for it. But, But yeah, I'm excited to see the movie. It'll be interesting to see it from Priscilla's perspective.
I'm really excited to see it. I think that's also a point of comparison is that they're both playing Elvis through a very different lens. And, I think obviously they're both going to play him differently if the view of Elvis is so different in the two movies. So yeah, I'm excited to watch Priscilla for sure.
Yeah. Well, moving on from the King of Rock to the Queen of Teenage Girl Ballads, Olivia Rodrigo released her single Can't Catch Me Now from the new Hunger Games movie, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. The Hunger Games franchise has been known for its celebrity features such as Taylor Swift and Lorde. Gigi, do you think Olivia was a good choice for this dystopian franchise?
Absolutely. I love Olivia Rodrigo. I also was excited because the song is very different from her typical style, but I think she did it really well. I know she did a cover of Noah Kahan's Stick Season, and that kind of gave us a more country sound from her. I love the vibe that the soundtrack is taking so far, and I'm really excited to see how the rest of it turns out. It's a very bluegrassy sound, and I think it really goes with I believe District 12 is supposed to be Appalachia, so I think they really captured the spirit of that so far. Fingers crossed the rest of the soundtrack is as amazing, but...
Yeah, I think she was a pretty good pick. I mean, back at the time of the Hunger Games when Lorde, Taylor Swift did those, they were pretty big stars, and so I think Olivia was a really good pick. The song is very good. I'm really excited for this movie. I still want to read the book, but...
Me too. I kind of want to read the book after, though, because I feel like obviously the movie's going to be amazing, but when you have adaptation, there's things that are changed, and I don't know, it's kind of fun to see what they changed and be able to compare it while you read the book.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people set themselves up for disappointment when they really love a book and then watch a movie on it, because most of the time they're not going to be accurate portrayals. I watched The Hunger Games, all of them, before I read the books, and so that was really cool. That's why I love both the movies and the books, because I could tell the differences from the books. But
For sure. For our next segment of the night, we have winners and losers.
Our in-studio reporters will be breaking down who's on top and who's in their flop era each week. Razorback Reels reporter Alyssa Coleman is here with the weekly breakdown.
Good evening, Razorbacks, and welcome back to this week's edition of Winners and Losers. Lots of celebrity drama this week, so let's get into it. Our first loser of the week is a big disappointment for a lot of us, me included. The overnight sensation Charli D'Amelio is currently facing major backlash after uploading a video of her and her sister pretending to be Walmart employees in an effort to promote their latest business endeavor, a new line of gourmet popcorn. The sisters dressed up in Walmart uniforms, pretended to ring up customers, and most fans were not amused. Since posting videos of herself dancing on TikTok in 2020, the 19-year-old has garnered 151 million followers on the platform. With a net worth of $50 million, dressing up as a minimum wage worker lands you on the loser list. Sorry, Charli. Our next loser of the evening is going to be Dylan Sprouse. The former Disney star recently starred in the new movie, Beautiful Disaster, but it isn't being received in the way that he might have expected. The movie follows a flirtatious college student who spends his nights at the boxing gym, and he spends the movie chasing a girl because she didn't fall in love with him at first sight. The movie has achieved a whopping 2.5-star review from its audience. The main criticism given? It made watchers cringe. While Beautiful Disaster wasn't exactly what fans were hoping to see, we can all rewatch The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody to make up for this loss. Let's move on to some winners of this week. Starting out strong, our first winner of the night is going to be the Christmas Queen, Mariah Carey. Move over Halloween because it's time for the Mariah to defrost for the holiday season. As you might know, Mariah drops her annual hilarious Christmas-themed video on November 1st, and this year was no different. If you haven't had a chance to watch, Mariah is encased in a human-sized block of ice, where Halloween ghouls and guys in ghost face masks melt her ice with hair dryers until she is finally free to scream that it's time for the holiday season. TikTok is flooded with her iconic opening of this video, and many people are using this audio to showcase themselves decorating for the holiday season. Mariah will be touring the country on her Merry Christmas One and All tour. Touring the nation to sing Christmas songs and going viral on TikTok is certainly winter material, even if we haven't had Thanksgiving yet. Our final winner is Selena Gomez. Not only is she running her successful brand, Rare Beauty, but she's also starring in Hulu's only Murders in the Building. Unlike Dylan Sprouse's latest movie, this has been a hit for viewers. The former Disney star is balancing a beauty brand, a music career, as well as an acting career, but clearly succeeding in every area. That looks like winning to me. As far as Rare Beauty, Selena brought awareness to World Mental Health Day by donating 100% of sales from Rare Beauty to the Rare Impact Fund on that day. This charity, founded by Selena, aims to expand the access of mental health care and education across the country. I don't know about you, but I love to see a celebrity not only being honest about their own mental health struggles, but also to contribute to helping others. Beyond her hit show and thriving beauty brand, Selena was spotted this past weekend hanging out with Taylor Swift in New York, along with Brittany Holmes, Gigi Hadid, Sophie Turner, and Cara Delevingne. It seems like Selena is winning in all aspects, and we'll be keeping an eye out for more for her in the future. Thanks for dropping in for your weekly update on the celebrity drama. Be sure to stay tuned for the other entertaining stories coming up next. Reporting for Razorback Reels, I'm Alyssa Coleman.
Thanks, Alyssa, for that recap of the heroes and villains of the entertainment world this week. Gigi, what did you think about these winners and losers?
I think my choice for the winner of the week has to go to Selena. We're both Dallas girls, so I appreciate that. But also the way that she's been able to use her fame in such a positive way, and she's branched out. And sometimes, you know, celebrities will start brands like makeup brands, and it doesn't really make sense. But I feel like Selena's really stuck with it. And I know personally, every time I've asked someone about what products they recommend, Rare Beauty's on that list. So it's great to see her doing stuff like donating to mental health, especially now it's so important to make sure that everyone has access. Who's your biggest loser this week?
My biggest loser had to be Dylan Sprouse. I wouldn't really call him a loser, but it does suck that the movie was not great.
Yeah.
He's definitely way more of a winner than his brother,
Oh.
Cole Sprouse. But,
I know. I got them mixed up because I know Cole has gotten in a lot of hot water for how he
Yeah.
plays Jughead on Riverdale. So.
Well, Riverdale's finally over. So. But what about your loser?
I would have to say Charli. I think we've all worked minimum wage jobs, but to dress up as that feels really iffy to me. It's like, why was that the choice for the marketing?
I've seen I know she has that show on Hulu. I see like clips of it on my For You page on TikTok. And I know she talks a lot on the show about how she's not the biggest fan of her PR team, social media manager, because he kind of makes her do a lot of stuff that she doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
And so it feels like this was there, but still it just is, it's proven time and time again, influencers should not be like cosplaying as minimum wage workers, especially when those people are the ones essentially making you famous and paying your bills. So, but let's talk about Mariah Carey. I mean, the Queen of Christmas is here. I got that video on November 1st of her de-thawing from the ice. Really cool to see. I also saw she's in the studio making new music, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, it's so crazy how that one song is just, it's guaranteed to go #1 every year. All of December, it stays at #1 on the Billboard typically.
And I think her whistle notes are getting higher every year, which is also very impressive.
She's only getting better with age.
Yeah. Well, coming up after the break, we'll be covering one of the biggest musical collabs for our viewers who love a man with long hair. Stay tuned. Hey Connor, what's better than one fantastic anchor?
Well, I hope you say 2, otherwise I'm out of a job.
Of course, 2 is better than 1, and the only thing better than a great anchor duo is a perfect music collab.
That's right, Gigi. And luckily, our next segment, Hog Wild Harmonies, covers all things music. We have Allie Holsted in studio to break down the latest musical duet.
I'm Allie Holsted, and what better way for me to make my Razorback Reels debut than talking about 2 of my favorite artists. On Friday, a brand new version of Noah Kahan's song, Northern Attitude, will be released featuring none other than Hozier. This collab comes after Hozier joined Kahan for a live collab on the song In a Stage in Nashville. But how did the 2 end up here? Tonight, we're going to take a look at both artists' musical paths to see how they ended up together. Let's start with the king of yearning himself, Andrew Hozier. The Irish musician began his career 10 years ago with an EP that included the breakthrough hit, Take Me to Church. The song gained popularity on YouTube and placed Hozier on the radios and playlists of people across the world. He went on to release his self-titled first album in 2014. In 2019, he released Wasteland Baby. And in August of this year, he released his 3rd album, Unreal Unearthed, which he is currently touring. The track Eat Your Young gained popularity on TikTok before the album's release. Speaking of TikTok, the social media platform was actually where Kahan gained his mainstream breakthrough. But before the singer-songwriter reached the height he's seen recently, he debuted back in 2017. Kahan had success with his debut EP featuring lead single and title track, Hurt Somebody. This song was later included on his debut album, Busy Head, released 2 years later. He went on to release the Cape Elizabeth EP in March of 2020, and then the album, I Was, I Am, in September of 2021. Just as Hozier found his fame on the most popular video streaming platform of the early 2010s, Noah Kahan found himself on the most popular platform of the 2020s. The single and title track of his 3rd studio album, Stick Season, blew up on the platform in early 2022. He released the song in July of that year and released the album that same October. He has continued to gain popularity through television appearances and 3 sold-out legs of his Stick Season tour. Now let's get back to why I'm here in the first place. These artists, who both found fame on the social media platforms, blessed us with a teaser of new collaboration on TikTok, which has, of course, gone viral. The full version of their blended voices will grace us this Friday. It is safe to say that I can barely contain myself. Reporting for Razorback Reels, I'm Allie Holsted.
Thanks for recapping those viral successes, Allie. Gigi, what were your thoughts on Noah and Hozier?
I think it'll be great. I know a little bit of Hozier. I know Take Me to Church. I've heard Eat Your Young. Very popular tracks, but I think they're popular for a reason. They're great. I'm really excited. Friday is going to be a big day because their collab is coming out and Grammy nominations are being released.
Yeah, Noah did a remix of his song She Calls Me Back with Casey Musgraves not too long ago, and that was a really good one for me. I don't listen to a whole lot of Hozier, but I know he talks a lot about like important issues and brings a lot of activism to his music, and I really like that. Big fan of Brittany Broski online. She just recently did an interview with him, and they really had some cool chemistry together. I really enjoyed the interview. Alrighty, well, coming up, we'll be moving from the recording industry to the silver screen. We'll be back after the break with more Razorback Reels. Hollywood wouldn't be the center of entertainment if it wasn't for the film industry and all the incredible filmmakers behind the biggest blockbusters.
Our segment, Hogging the Popcorn, covers the stars, crews, and studios that make the field famous.
Thanks, Gigi. Welcome to this week's edition of Hogging the Popcorn, where we look at all of the best and worst news from the silver screen. I'm Drew Chamberlain, and without any further ado, let's talk Dune. I won't lie to you, Razorbacks, I am frustrated, as this past Friday was initially when Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part 2 was supposed to be released, but due to the SAG and WGA strikes, the film has been pushed back to March of next year, and I'm heartbroken. But on the bright side, if you haven't seen Dune, what a wonderful opportunity to watch it right now while it's on Netflix and on Max, so you'll be ready for when Part 2 comes in March. Up next, we're talking box office numbers. Right now, Five Nights at Freddy's is currently sitting at the top of the list with an opening gross of $80 million and a modest $19.9 million weekend gross. But that doesn't compare to the chokehold that one movie, yes, you guessed it, Taylor Swift's Eras Tour movie has on the box office. This past weekend, Eras took home second place next to the murderous animatronics, sitting at $15 million, but it beats out Five Nights in terms of an opening gross. And the fact that it's been out for almost a month and is still dominating the box office is incredible. Like it or not, whether you're into sports, movies, or music, you can't escape this superstar. Wrapping out, we have Killers of the Flower Moon, which had an average $7 million weekend. But I'm predicting Scorsese's not too worried about getting that green, but more focused on getting that Oscar gold. Speaking of the Oscars, Elvis didn't have such a fun time at the award show last year, and it doesn't seem like that's going to change anytime soon with Priscilla. The Sofia Coppola directed movie about Priscilla Presley isn't doing too hot at the box office right now. Opening only to a $7 million gross on a $20 million budget, oh mama, you're breaking my heart. Now, I'd love to talk about upcoming movies being released, but until the majority of the films receive an interim agreement from SAG-AFTRA, we stand in solidarity with filmmakers striking for fair treatment. However, the new Hunger Games movie, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, has received an interim agreement. This prequel looks to expand upon the franchise's universe and features a star-studded cast. That's a picture wrap on Hogging the Popcorn. What movies are you looking forward to? For Razorback Reels, I'm Drew Chamberlain, sending it back to the anchor desk.
Thanks, Drew, for shining a light on the latest stars of La La Land. Konner, what do you think of the latest movies?
All right, Gigi, we got to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's.
I'm so
What
excited.
did you think about it?
I loved it. So I'm a big fan of 80s movies. I grew up with Bill and Ted, and I guess Bill and Ted was my favorite. That's the only one that's coming to mind right now. But I love the silliness. It was supposed to be scary, but I believe that with the games are pretty silly. They have jump scares and some horror elements, but there's exotic butters. You know, I think the silliness was perfect and appreciated. Josh Hutcherson was amazing, and the rest of the cast was also great. It was just it was amazing.
It was cool to see Matt Pat there, too.
Yes.
He lied and said that he wasn't going to be a part of it. It was a really cool thing. I'm not the biggest FNAF fan, but I thought it was fun. It was a fun movie to sit down and laugh at. But now I'm going to talk about the Eras Tour movie because Swifties, why are you dancing in circles in the movie theater? I'm sorry, but you guys are not doing a great job at not making yourselves look like a cult. But I'm sure it was a great movie. Taylor said it's cool that people who didn't get to go to the concert are getting to go see it in theaters. I attended the concert and I thought it was great. So
yeah, I saw her concert as well. I haven't made it to her movie yet, but I know my parents went together and they really enjoyed it.
And have you seen the first Dune?
I have not, actually.
It's a pretty good movie. I like Dune. I wasn't familiar with that it was supposed to come out Friday, but obviously we want to stand with SAG and the writers during the strike. So I'll be looking forward to it in March if it gets released. I hope that Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya do a good job.
I think that if I start watching the first movie now, I'll be done by March.
Yeah.
So
Alrighty, it's almost a wrap on this episode of Razorback Reels, but we're not done yet. Stick around to hear about all the arts and entertainment coming to the Hill.
our Hill Highlights segment of the night focuses on all things happening around the Hill.
Though Northwest Arkansas isn't a traditional hub for national entertainment, many local organizations have stepped up to create a vibrant entertainment scene.
Best-selling author and Crash Course founder John Green will deliver a lecture on campus. The Distinguished Lectures Committee will host Green on Thursday. The event takes place at the Fayetteville Town Center. If you can't make it in person, the event will be live-streamed.
The university's theater department's fall undergraduate play has its final weekend of performances this week. A Midsummer's Night Dream closes on Sunday. The play features two of our very own UATV anchors, Josh and Maddi. Those interested can reserve free tickets online. And if you dream of making your own theatrical debut, you're in luck. Following the final performance of Midsummer, the theater department will be hosting auditions for its upcoming productions. The auditions for the musical The Prom and play Witch will take place on the 13th and 14th. Any student on campus is able to audition.
That's a wrap on this episode of Razorback Reels. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Razorback_Reels. I'm Gigi Kraemer.
And I'm Konner Marsh. Have a wonderful night, Fayetteville.